Hey story lovers. If you're into mystery, suspense, and unexpected twists, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe, relax, and let's dive into today's story. Sophia Blake had everything money could buy: luxury cars, a penthouse apartment overlooking the city skyline, and an empire that spanned continents. As the only child of one of the wealthiest families in the world, expectations weighed heavily on her. She had the perfect life on the outside, but inside, something was missing. A secret desire, something raw, passionate, and real, something money couldn't provide. Her world had always been one of elegance and control, but she couldn't ignore the deep yearning for something different. That yearning was finally answered when she met Ethan. Ethan was different from anyone Sophia had ever known. He didn't care for her wealth or status. There was something mysterious in his dark eyes that drew her in like a magnet, something that ignited an unknown fire within her. The air between them crackled with a strange intensity. He was a man who was hiding something, but what? Sophia wasn't sure why she felt so drawn to him, but she couldn't deny the pull. What started as a casual encounter at an art gala soon became a nightly ritual, filled with deep conversations and moments that made her feel alive in ways she had never known. She had no idea that the man she was growing so close to carried a secret of his own, a secret that would change everything. Sophia's world of perfection had been flipped upside down by the allure of Ethan. With every passing day, their connection deepened. He was enigmatic, charming, and far from the polished, perfect men she was used to. Every word he spoke seemed to unravel a new layer of her heart that she never knew existed. Ethan was intoxicating in a way she couldn't explain. It wasn't just his looks or his intelligence, it was the way he made her feel, like she was finally allowed to be herself, free of the walls her wealth had built around her. Sophia tried to resist the temptation of this magnetic man. She had everything, or so she thought. But Ethan was more than she could have imagined. Every time they spoke, she felt something shift inside her, something that went beyond desire and reached into the deepest corners of her soul. Her body ached for him, for the passion she knew would be unlike anything she'd ever experienced. As the days passed, their moments together grew more intense. The air between them grew thick with unspoken desires. Sophia knew she was on the edge of something dangerous, but she couldn't pull herself away. Ethan was everything she wanted, and yet, he remained distant in a way that left her craving more. One night, the air between them became too thick to ignore. Ethan kissed her, his lips pressing against hers with an intensity that left her breathless. It was no longer just a kiss, it was a storm, a collision of two worlds that had no business coming together, but somehow, they did. Their chemistry was undeniable. Their passion was raw, untamed, and irresistible. Sophia, for the first time in her life, felt completely vulnerable, yet completely alive. Ethan was everything she had never allowed herself to crave. He didn't want anything from her except her heart, and that was something she couldn't deny. But Ethan held back. Despite the passion that flowed between them, there was always a distance, a shadow in his eyes that told her he wasn't completely there. There was something he was holding on to, something he wasn't ready to reveal. As the nights grew more intimate, Sophia felt herself falling deeper and deeper into a world she had never experienced. She didn't care about her status or wealth anymore. All that mattered was Ethan, and the connection they shared. But in the back of her mind, she knew something wasn't right. She could feel it in her gut. Ethan wasn't the man he appeared to be, and there was something he was hiding. One night, as Sophia and Ethan lay together, her mind racing with the heat of their passion, he pulled away. His expression was distant, and for the first time, she saw fear in his eyes. He stood up, pacing the room, avoiding her gaze. "Ethan, what's wrong?" Sophia asked, her voice trembling. He stopped, turning to face her, but there was a sorrow in his eyes that pierced her heart. "I never wanted you to find out like this, but I'm not who you think I am," he said, his voice strained. Sophia's heart skipped a beat. What was he talking about? "I don't have much time left," he continued. "I'm sick. I've been battling cancer for months now, and I don't want you to be a part of this. I don't want you to watch me die." The words hit her like a punch to the stomach. Ethan was dying. The man she had fallen for was fighting a battle he knew he couldn't win, and he had kept it from her. The anger, confusion, and hurt mixed together in a cocktail of emotions she couldn't process. "You lied to me," she yelled, the tears falling without her permission. "You didn't trust me enough to tell me the truth?" Ethan looked away, guilt written all over his face. "I didn't want you to pity me. I didn't want you to love me because of what I'm going through. I wanted you to love me for who I am, not for what I'm losing." Sophia stood up, her hands trembling. "But I already loved you. And now you're telling me that this is all a lie." The days that followed were filled with a whirlwind of emotions. Sophia's heart was broken. She was angry, confused, and devastated by Ethan's betrayal. Yet, at the same time, she couldn't deny the love she felt for him. The connection they shared was too deep to ignore, and no amount of anger could extinguish the fire that had been lit between them. In the days that followed, she made a choice. She would stay. She would stand by his side, no matter what. If he wanted to spend his last days with her, she would be there, because she knew deep down that the love they shared was worth every moment, no matter how brief. Sophia surrendered her heart to him completely. She let go of the fear of losing him and chose to embrace the love that had blossomed in the most unexpected of circumstances. The nights they spent together were filled with laughter, passion, and the quiet moments of understanding that only two people who truly loved each other could share. In the end, Ethan's illness took its toll. The man who had captured her heart slowly faded away, leaving Sophia with nothing but the memories of their time together. The goodbye came quietly, in the still of the night, when she held him close and whispered, "I love you." And with that, he was gone. Sophia was left alone, but she wasn't empty. She had loved deeply, without fear, and she had learned that the most precious thing in life was not wealth, status, or power, it was the love you give and receive. As she stood by his grave, the rain falling softly around her, she realized that while their time together had been brief, it had been the most meaningful experience of her life. Ethan had shown her what it meant to live fully, to love with abandon, and to cherish every moment, even the fleeting ones. And with that, she walked away, forever changed.